Hey guys, welcome back to today's video. Today is Wednesday, November 4th, 2020, and I know today I said that I was going to be doing a potential pathways to the presidency for both candidates, but it seems as if, following the Fox News projections and a number of calls from various news networks, that Joe Biden is now closing in on 270 electoral votes. What looked like was going to be an election defeat last night for the former vice president, he is now on track to win the election. However, take this with a grain of salt. This election could dramatically change. We don't know how Nevada has turned out. This is a state that sent an absentee ballot to every single voter, which means that these absentee ballots may not actually benefit Democrats the same way that other states have seen. For example, Wisconsin, Michigan, and Arizona. In the state of Pennsylvania, this is another state that has been rapidly narrowing up. Last night, Donald Trump finished in Pennsylvania around 12 a.m. with a 16-point lead. That has since been reduced to 4.8%. In the state of North Carolina, we've seen very minimal shifts in this state. Practically nothing has changed from this morning. Donald Trump led by 1.5%. That has held true. And in the state of Georgia, Donald Trump's lead is shrinking narrowly. We've seen this state go from a 2-point lead for Trump down to 1.2%. The question remains, is there enough outstanding vote that Joe Biden is able to claim the state of Georgia? The New York Times, last time they updated their election needle, and correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, please. I don't think that they're updating it still, but if they are updating it, please let me know. They currently give Joe Biden a chance at winning the state of Georgia, an expected chance, a 64% chance. Now, I understand that a lot of us aren't too trusting in these election models, but they got North Carolina and Florida relatively accurate, and I just wanted to point that out. But again, take all of these statements with a grain of salt. We will likely get actual voting results from Nevada in just a few hours. I just wanted to point out that Joe Biden has officially flipped back the states of Wisconsin, Michigan, and for the first time since '96, the state of Arizona. Now, I understand that the Republican Party, or not necessarily the Republican Party, because there are notable Republicans going out against President Trump on this call, but he has said that he is quote-unquote claiming the state of Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Georgia, and Michigan. Now, Michigan has already been projected for the former Vice President Biden. Michigan has been projected to flip. Wisconsin has been projected to flip. Arizona has been projected to flip. And yes, they do vary depending on where you're looking, but Fox News, which is actually very quick with their calls and not wrong, if we see Arizona move out of the Biden column, then yes, I could see that being a warning sign, but generally, these projectors do not make mistakes. I understand there have been elections in the past where they've made mistakes, notably 2000, but Arizona right now has Biden up by nearly 5 points with roughly 84% of the projected votes. So looking across this country, where does Biden need to win? Just one state. He's on track to win the state of Nevada if the numbers hold, but he's on track to lose Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and Georgia if the early vote does not change anything significantly. However, like I said, Pennsylvania's lead has been cut in half. This morning, Donald Trump started out with a 10-point lead, is leading by roughly 5 points right now. Last night, he was up 16%. So as we start to get more votes counted out of some crucial states for the Democrats, crucial districts for the Democrats, Philadelphia County, 72% of precincts reporting. Right now, Joe Biden with a very large lead. I believe this actually may be the most populous county in the entire state itself. Neighboring Delaware County, Joe Biden's stronghold, 79% of precincts reporting. Chester County, Democratic stronghold, 83% of precincts reporting. Montgomery County, 89% of precincts reporting. Joe Biden, stronghold. Now, when you're looking at some of these other Republican areas, sure, yes, there is outstanding vote, absolutely. But the margins aren't exactly as lopsided as Philadelphia or Delaware, really. Chester seems to be the closest out of them all. And even then, these states really are narrower than, these counties are narrower than that. And when you're looking at some of these smaller areas, you will see that, Donald Trump probably is not going to gain too much support. And when you're looking at the outstanding vote, a lot of the absentee ballots are from this general region. A lot of them are from this area. And I find that very interesting because if the vote gets counted by tomorrow morning, if Joe Biden is matching where he's already at with absentee ballot voters, given how many are out, 1 million, we started off today with 1 million outstanding votes, Joe Biden technically should win the election. Technically should win the election. Now, obviously, this election has proved that things can change. As I said in my previous video, do not solely rely on me or Fox News or MSNBC or CNN to tell you how this election is going to go unless they've made a very bold prediction. They've called 3 states. I trust their calls. I think these are going to hold. AP has called Arizona. CNN has called Michigan and Wisconsin. They're not necessarily agreeing on all 3. Fox News has all 3. But when you're looking at Pennsylvania, it's getting a little bit trickier for President Trump. And the thing is, Trump can win the state of Pennsylvania, and Biden can still win the election. Trump could literally run up the numbers, get 16 electoral votes from Georgia, 15 from North Carolina, 20 from Pennsylvania, but if he isn't getting Nevada, those 6 electoral votes, if they go to Biden, the election is over because Biden is at 264. We've called 2 battleground states in the Rust Belt that have flipped. We've called Arizona, and the president doesn't agree with the Arizona call. A lot of networks actually have been a little bit iffy about calling it, but when we're talking about the outside votes, we have Maricopa County, which actually, is traditionally Republican. In 2018, it went to the Democrats, but in 2016, really, it was close, and in almost every election prior to that, it was solid for the GOP. And now Joe Biden is leading. He's up 6 points exactly in this county with 86% of precincts reporting. We have a huge batch dropping at 9:30, so stay tuned for that. And then another one at 12:30. I'm using Eastern time as my reference point. But I'm pointing out, there isn't exactly too much hope for President Trump. The outside votes in Pennsylvania and Arizona are in Democratic areas. In Nevada, it's roughly statewide. Like I said, the statewide officials sent out absentee ballots to every single voter in this active voter in this state. So we're going to see probably equal responses, which is why it's so difficult actually to see who's going to win. Because right now, out of over 1.1 million votes, it's divided by 8,000 ever so slightly with the Biden lead. Now, if Biden doesn't win Nevada, I have a little bit more trouble bringing him to 270. But Biden needs 1 out of the 4 states on the Fox News map. Trump needs all of them. He needs all of them. And obviously, he's already won Florida. He's already won Ohio. He's already won Iowa, Texas. These states that were competitive this time, Donald Trump has won. He's leading in North Carolina and Georgia and Pennsylvania. So technically, Donald Trump is also only 1 state away from the presidency, except Joe Biden actually has calls in these states. When we're looking at the New York Times map, here's where we see remaining vote. We have roughly 14% more precincts to be reported in Nevada. This is early vote by mail. In Arizona, 14%, probably going to end up favoring Donald Trump a slight amount, but the lead might be too large for Joe Biden to lose the state of Arizona. I think Trump needs to win the remaining vote in Arizona by 20-25%. He's only winning it by 18-19. So I recall my statement of saying slight lead for Trump, good lead for Trump. The answer is it probably won't be enough. But don't count out the president yet. We all practically counted him out yesterday. We saw what happened. In the state of North Carolina, 5% of precincts reporting, but Trump is only up 1.4%. It could narrow up. It probably won't. It could, though. I just want to point that out. In Georgia, 6% of precincts, 1.2% margin of victory right now for Donald Trump. Again, it could narrow up. The question remains, will it narrow up? That's what a lot of us are going to be asking ourselves when we take a look at the data that's going to start reported from DeKalb County, really Cobb County, a lot of these areas which have outstanding Democratic votes, solid Democratic areas. Will it be enough to overcome Trump's win in Georgia right now? And in the state of Pennsylvania, this state with 15% of precincts reporting, Trump is up by 5, but we have over, nearly 1 million votes left to be counted. It's expected to narrow up. Trump's lead has, been cut into thirds from 20 last night, from 16 down to 10 to this morning, down to 5 right now. So we are expecting Pennsylvania to get closer. A lot of people on the Democratic side are expecting Pennsylvania to glow blue. Like I said, looking at these important counties, Philadelphia, Montgomery, Chester, Delaware, all without 100% precincts, which means the Democrats very well could gain votes. And I think that this 2nd district in the state of Nebraska really saved Joe Biden. I mean, looking at his projected victory in Nebraska's 2nd, I find it very difficult for a lot of Republicans moving forward to winning and winning this district. Now, It defied all expectations. The state of Nebraska's 2nd district ended up going blue when a lot of the other country went red, when neighboring Iowa went red, when neighboring Kansas went red, South Carolina, really that state's neighbors. But Nebraska's 2nd specifically just is pretty intriguing because, this is a district that went to Trump in 2016, but ended up going to Biden by nearly, actually not nearly, I think exactly 7-8 points. So for some reason, we've seen a significant shift in Nebraska's 2nd district. It's enough to help Biden because if Biden was not to win that congressional district, we would be talking about a scenario where Biden was at 269. And could you find a more 2020 way to end this election season? I really don't think you can. But the Biden campaign is really thanking Nebraska's 2nd. Trump held a rally here to no avail. Joe Biden is the projected winner in Nebraska's 2nd. He has flipped back the states of Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. This is no longer speculative. Fox News has projected it. AP has projected one of the calls. CNN has projected Wisconsin and Michigan. We're in the end game right now, and there is a lot that can change. But like I've been asking, video after video, will it? Can it change? Last night, it looked like Donald Trump was going to be reelected. This morning, the same deal. But as vote by mail started to get counted, as Pennsylvania started to narrow up, as North Carolina and Georgia will be releasing the results in the next few days, it looks like Joe Biden may actually have the possibility of pulling ahead and doing okay in this election. It'll be a close. It's going to be a nail-biter. We probably won't project Nevada tonight. If they do, then that means Joe Biden wins the presidency according to Fox News' projections. But that's entirely up to them. I'm excited to see the new Nevada numbers. I will update you guys in the morning. I think it's way more important for me to be covering the ever-evolving electoral map literally in front of our eyes before I cover potential pathways to the presidency, because the presidency very well could be decided tomorrow morning. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to comment down suggestions below. Subscribe on the left if you haven't already, and check out the Instagram and Twitter. At the bottom left of the screen, there's also a Discord server for you to go ahead and join. On the screen, there's a video you can watch if you want to. I understand you may want to take a break from the election, so I'm going to link a 2024 playlist in the end screen as well in case you want to jump ahead. And like I said, take a break if you need to. I definitely need to. So again, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all tomorrow.